Hello and welcome to Horror Cult Trash Over, the show that discusses all the masterpieces and trashy of genre cinema. I'm Gary.
And I'm Chris.
And we're back with our second Valentines episode of the month.
Oh, love is in the air, very romantic.
Well, not with this fucking film.
It's a romance film, at the heart of it is a romance.
Depends on your definition of romance. Jeez, this is fucking rough. This one.
It is
Last
rough.
year, our second... I can't remember what we did for... Oh, okay. Last year was The Boy Next Door and from Justin Kelly, and obviously last week we did Bride of Chucky. None of those come close to how bizarre, how trashy, how bottom of the barrel this shit is.
It's one of those films that comes along very rarely. And it's one of those films where it's absolute batshit weird. It really is.
Yeah.
But not through design.
No.
I feel like the filmmakers tried to make a serious film here. Like, you watch something like David Lynch. David Lynch is weird by design.
Yeah.
He wants it that way. I don't feel like anyone involved in this film thought they were making such a crazy piece of shit.
Yeah, but the only reason it's so weird is because no one knows how to make a fucking film that's involved with this. I mean, the editing, everything about it is just fucking horrific. We were, of course, talking about Ghosts Can't Do It from 1989.
Can't do it.
And as we find out, they actually can't. It's the truth.
It's very true. It's very true. So there's no false advertising.
Directed by John Derek, the director of Nightmare in the Sun, Once Before I Die, A Boy, A Girl, Childish Things, Love You, Fantasies, Tarzan the Ape Man, Bolero, and Shania Twain's music videos for Any Man of Mine and Whose Bed Have Your Boots Been Under.
Oh, wow. One Before I Die, is that not the prequel to Ghosts Can't Do It?
We certainly don't need a prequel.
But yeah, very, very renowned for being a terrible director.
Yeah.
The Razzies loved him during the 80s. And now I can see why.
Yeah. Budget is unknown, but it did make $250,000 worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah.
But John Derek was an actor before he was a director. I think he was in... like Ten Commandments or something. I don't know.
Is he in any way related? I assume is he the husband of Bo Derek?
Husband of Bo Derek. Yeah, the husband of Bo Derek.
There we go.
So she starred in Bolero. She starred in Tarzan the Ape Man. Very much known for being overtly sexual. These films. He starred in the Ten Commandments. So he was a bit of a. I don't think he was a lead actor.
No.
But he was an actor before he was a director.
Well,
A fair bit older than Bo.
it makes sense because I don't believe anyone else would have cast Bo Derek.
No. So Bo Derek was famous during the late 70s. She starred in the film 10 with Dudley Moore. Big box office success. Calling someone a 10, like a 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
kind of comes from that film. She was the 10. Very famous scene of her with like braided hair. Culturally appropriating a bit.
Perfectly fit for this film. Man.
Running down, I say a lot. Running down a beach, and he's watching her. So, an iconic scene. She was very much in the Ursula Andress kind of sex symbol kind of thing. So that's Bo Derek. Bo Derek's still with us. She, I'm not sure if she's.
I don't think she's still acting. Getting into trivia, there's not a lot of it.
I just gave a little bit.
Well, yeah. Former US President Donald Trump appears as himself and received a a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Supporting Actor. Trump, along with Leo Damian, was also nominated for the Worst New Star category but both lost to Sofia Coppola in The Godfather Part 3.
There we go. Bo Derek was in the last Sharknado. So,
okay.
Yeah,
Did
so
we
she's
count
still
that as
with
acting?
us. She was in Sharknado 3. Yeah, so still acting.
Well, I
God
mean,
bless her
if she's in Sharknado, then barely.
The last Sharknado.
Let's face it. Anyone could get a role in Sharknado.
That is true.
Yeah. So the film also won the.
Well, clearly anyone could get a role in Ghost Can't
Apparently.
do it if Ghost can't dance. Ghost can't do it.
They can dance.
If Donald Trump can, the Ghost can dance.
The film
It's
also.
dead men that don't dance.
The film also won the Razzie for Worst Picture, Worst Actress, and Worst Director. Yeah. So I mean, Sofia Coppola must have been pretty bad in Godfather Part 3 for Trump to lose out to that.
Yeah. Trump, you might as well have gotten a tree trunk to replace him. So wooden and so. I mean, he had fuck all to do, but it was dead behind the eyes. Still dead behind the eyes.
I mean, well, yeah. So it's always satisfying when a piece of shit's also a bad actor.
Yeah.
A TV Guide review of the film described it as the worst ever film from John and Bo Derek, which makes it one of the low points of what passes for civilization in the 20th century. A TV Guide review.
Yeah. Was this on TV?
Yeah.
Well, it's not that racy, to be fair. I was expecting it to be much racier.
For TV.
But, I mean, a lot of what... It's a film about sex where not a lot of sex happens.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is the point. But a lot of the sexuality just kind of feels like a Playboy photo shoot.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, here's the thing. This film isn't sexy. It isn't funny. It isn't romantic. It's barely even a fucking film. We've discussed a lot of weird shit on this podcast that probably sounds really, incoherent. This is going to make no sense to anybody. Stick with us.
Messy.
We are not making this shit up. This is, as we're saying it, is exactly as we're seeing it. This is one of the worst edited films I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like,
it makes no kind of sense.
Yeah. The premise is elderly Scott kills himself after a heart attack wrecks his body, but then comes back as a ghost and convinces his loving young hot wife, Kate, to pick and kill a young man in order for Scott to possess his body and be with her again. Simple enough premise, stupid, but simple enough, We've all seen over her dead body.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, there's lots of films where a ghost hangs around and only one or a few people can see them or interact with them. Not quite kill somebody so I can possess your body, but their body.
No, and the funny thing is, the fact that, is it Anthony? Yeah, Anthony Quinn. The fact that he is in this, two-time Oscar winner Anthony Quinn, star of Last Action Hero. The fact that he's in this as a ghost, and yet all of his scenes after he dies, it's just him in front of a black background.
Oh.
He must have been busy, and they were like, okay, let's film all of your scenes within 10 minutes.
So when you think ghost, you think the quintessential, the actor is there in the scene, but only one person can see them, and they're interacting. This is not the case.
No.
Scott, played by Anthony Quinn, is somewhere up in the sky, but every time it cuts to him, it's just his face with a black screen behind him and a really shitty, underwater filter.
Yeah, I don't know what they were going for with that.
I have no idea what they were going for.
It's a bit like Diane Carroll in Star Wars Holiday Special.
Do not do a disservice to Diane Carroll.
The film starts with opening credits over grainy pictures of Bo Derek and Anthony Quinn on horses.
Yeah, incredibly unflattering as well, because it's like mid-gallop, so their faces are like, ugh.
A lot of dialogue in this film consists of people talking shit and it making no sense at all. Some of the first dialogue we get is, Jesus, no. Jesus, yes.
Yeah. So what we get, strangely, is a an ominous soundtrack, but with like farming sounds, so like you can hear a lot of cows. This is whilst the photographs are still going.
Yeah.
And there's a little smidge of dialogue, but it's mainly cow noises and very ominous music.
It sounded like
this isn't a horror film.
I thought it was going to be a western. From this scene, from the noises and everything, it sounded like, you know, people on horses and then going past cows and stuff like that. I thought that's where they were going. It was going to be some sort of backstory. But no. It's actually starts off with Bo Derek appropriating one culture, and throughout the film she goes on to appropriate as many as she can. It's like she's getting points for each one.
Wherever this is set, it's giving me McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
Yeah.
It's I suppose you'd call it a prairie. I'm not that familiar with American geography, but I suppose you'd call it a prairie. But it's snowing all the time. It must be in the dead of winter, and she's constantly got something dead on her head or on her back. She's in the furs, and she also wears a Native American headpiece. At one point. And it's really inappropriate.
It is.
And she's not slaying in it, and she's really not. She's not slaying in it. Bless her heart.
Yeah, Katie and her
constant red face because it's constant red face.
And Katie and her elderly billionaire husband Scott are riding around on horses when Scott has a heart attack. Scott asks if he can bite Katie's lip whilst he's dying. She lets him do it, and the two guys come to their rescue. They need to give him a shot in the belly, to which he says, "God damn it, not in the belly, in the arm." And Katie's like, "Stop it, just stop it now."
Yeah, she shakes him a lot for someone who's having a heart attack. Probably not the best thing to do, is just grab him by the coat and start shaking. She didn't quite believe that he's having a heart attack, which is, I mean, if you were having a heart attack, it's like, oh no, get over yourself.
It's like, oh, I'm having a heart attack. Don't stab me in the belly to save my life. No thanks. Do it in the arm instead.
Yeah, I don't know why he had such an issue with the belly. It's never explained.
But it's just making noises. Oh, fuck.
It goes on for quite a while as well, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Kate then tells him that she will not cry, and she will not wear ugly black to his funeral.
Yes, she'll continue to live life to the fullest.
Exactly. He doesn't die, because then we cut very quickly to a really crappy looking hospital bed.
Yeah.
Like, for a billionaire, I'd assume he would go private or something, you know?
Yeah.
They're really crappy.
Yeah, they didn't have much time here, clearly.
No.
Someone tells him he won't be playing King Kong anymore, whatever that means.
Yeah, Winston. Not Winston. I have him down as Winston, because I thought he was Winston from IMDb. Whoever this guy is, he never pops up again. A character called Winston pops up later on. This, I'm assuming, is his son.
Maybe.
It doesn't really matter, because he don't do fuck all in the film. But he does say something about, oh, you won't be playing King Kong anymore, which I assume is something sexual.
I don't know. I mean, was he meant to be an actor? Is he...
No, he's a billionaire. He's a businessman. He's a Donald Trump type. Well, I suppose older than Donald Trump. But, he's an old man millionaire. Billionaire.
Well, Katie tries to kiss him, and he won't let her in case what he has is contagious. Yeah, she might catch a heart attack.
Catch a heart attack.
We get a random abrupt cut to Scott discussing how his heart is not good with this other guy. He's back home now.
Yeah, he's back home. Very quickly cuts to him in front of the fireplace. So the hospital bed scene was completely pointless.
Mm-hmm.
What did we get from that scene?
Absolutely nothing.
You won't be playing King Kong. Heart attacks might be contagious. The fuck?
We find out because he's over 60, he won't be given another heart. He's a billionaire, of course he would be.
Well, I thought, I'm not huge. I'm going to keep saying this. Hugely familiar with American medical sciences or hospitals. But I assumed in America you could just pay a lot of money and get top-notch doctors. I mean, we've watched plenty of films where rich people have gone to save the day by saying, "Get me the top
Yeah.
child neurologist in America."
Well, yeah. And then they arrive within 5 minutes.
Exactly. But yeah, apparently not. Do you think Dolly Parton in Christmas on the Square owes a lot to Anthony Quinn in Ghost Can't Do It?
No.
No?
Absolutely not. I don't believe Dolly Parton's ever seen Ghost Can't Do It. Sadly, I don't think many people have, but here we are.
It's not the most popular film.
His son or whoever it is says to him, "Does she know about it?" She's no dummy, Scott. And then we get a really dumb shot of Katie just waving happily like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, she looks like she's crying, but not crying. I think it's just so cold. Her face is, again, so red that her eyes are probably just watering from being stuck out in the cold. Yeah, completely pointless. Then we get something about he's just being a bad boy today. Well, did I miss something? Why have I only got that down?
But before that, they have a kiss, him and Katie, and it says it makes him feel better, even though he starts briefly acting like he's having another heart attack. Katie goes horse riding in the snow.
Oh, is that when she jumps on his lap?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking hell.
Katie goes.
Just had a heart attack, and she looked like plonk.
Yeah.
Right on his lap.
She goes horse riding in the snow while Scott drives behind her. And Scott tries giving Katie some pointers on how to ride a horse. And that's when she says, "He's just being a bad boy today, just like you sometimes."
Yeah, so this... yeah, that's right. So this is the start of him mansplaining everything. Everything.
Uh-huh.
Don't know what the fuck is she wearing. I've got an actual dead animal on her head and a stripy pastel jumper. Awful.
Yeah. It's a shame. Normally we will have a slay queen per episode, no matter how bad the film is, but there's absolutely nothing to worship about Bo Derek. She's just really shit.
We usually slay a queen who knows how to dress, but doesn't necessarily know how to act. Bo Derek probably does look the best when she's doing her Playboy shoots. She's got a fantastic figure.
Yeah.
Beautiful woman. Beautiful.
The definition
woman.
of...
a 10. She is actually a 10.
The definition of beautiful actress, terrible.
Yeah.
But beautiful woman, terrible actress.
Yeah, really. I'm sorry to her, but yeah, it's not right.
Yeah. So next minute, Scott's now been away somewhere to visit someone. Comes back and goes walking with Katie, and he's like, "I want you to remember all the good times," and she's like, "That's every single second." And then it's nighttime, like within seconds.
Yeah.
And then
He can't get over this fence.
no.
But he doesn't try to get over the fence. He sits at the fence and then says, I want you to remember all the good times. And then we never get a resolution to can he get over the fence or not, because then we just cut like
It's
that.
so dumb. He's had a fucking heart attack. Like, there's
Yeah.
all these things. It's like, okay, well, of course he can't do any of this. He's had a heart attack.
Number one, he should be resting. And number two, he's a billionaire. He probably should move to warmer climates.
Well, yeah, I mean, we find out soon enough they have their own, like, villa or whatever it is on a hot island, so...
Why would he stay in the cold like that after he's had a heart attack?
Yeah, so it's night time, and Katie tells him that it's no big deal that he can't have sex anymore with his bad heart.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what she meant. She doesn't... See, no one actually just says something.
No.
Oh, it's no big deal. And we're meant to assume. So I'm assuming she means his inability to give her a good railing. Then we get... I don't know where he is, because I've literally just put Scott whinging again. And I did put, a bit harshly, just die already. Because he's just whinging and moaning. Like, these aren't the good memories. No,
and the thing is that he's so upset that they can't get it on. To the
this
point
is the premise of the film.
He's so upset about this one thing to the point that he writes a suicide note, and as Katie is driving home, we get a slow motion zoom into her car windshield for some reason, with a loud gun noise, so he's just shot himself. He kills himself because he can't have sex with Bo Derek.
Yeah. Yeah, really messy zoom in on that. What was that?
Why was it zooming in?
On her?
You barely see it. It looks like it just zooms into the seat of the car. I mean, what happens next is just even worse.
So the problem is he doesn't actually, because we have nothing before he has the heart attack, we've got nothing to compare it to.
No.
So we're just kind of like, he seems kind of the same as he did before the heart attack.
Uh-huh.
There's no sort of comparison there. I mean, he wasn't in the hospital that long. He's walking around perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So literally, the only reason he killed himself is because he can't have intercourse.
Yeah.
With Kate.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, no doctor said anything like that.
No.
It might take him a while to get to a certain point, or to get back into health. I mean, if he wasn't out in the cold all the fucking time, it might help.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like, what?
Yeah, she runs in, she tries her best to do a bit of dramatic acting, it's still not working out for her. She starts reading the suicide note, which we hear through Scott's voice, and as she's reading it, she's like, "Oh God, don't say these awful things." Can you hear the voiceover?
I know, right?
And then she's just absolutely... she's trying to act like she's crying, and she's just saying all these words, and it's inaudible. You could barely... All I heard was, "It's necessary to shoot me, son of a bitch." What the fuck are you talking about?
Just, yeah.
Did you get some of the note down?
I did. I got one bit that stood out. I did you a disservice the other day when I said, "You are the cherry on my cake." You are my cake. What I didn't understand is that she's running up a hell of a load of stairs.
Yeah.
It's awkwardly long.
Yeah.
Her run up the stairs. And she's telling the nurses, because he has nurses, "Oh no, go, just leave, go." And I'm like, she was outside. The nurses were inside. Why is it taking the nurses so long to get to that point in the stairs?
Yeah.
Then we get a really awkward slow-mo of Kate throwing the note over the balcony. And I mean, ages we're seeing this note float down through the air.
Yeah, everything else in this film goes by so quickly, and we have to see shit like this for ages.
It's true.
Yeah, so, he's in... heaven? No, he's not, because later on apparently he's got one foot dipped in hell, so he's in limbo, I believe.
Yeah, he'd been in purgatory.
With Julie Newmar.
Who
is here playing an angel, a fledgling guardian angel, in the afterlife.
Julie Newmar, do you think they were original lips? She's giving Lisa Rinna.
Yeah, I think she's had
She's definitely giving Lisa Rinna.
She's been done dirty here. I mean, Julie Newmar's better than this.
What's your reference?
Catwoman.
Just Catwoman.
Either way, do you know what? Anyone, apart from Bo Derek, as I believe she's proved herself to be terrible numerous times in films. Aside from that, I think everyone's done dirty here. I mean, just anyone accepting this fucking film, expecting to make something good.
Yeah.
I mean, Anthony Quinn, how the fuck did he end up in this?
Yeah, Anthony Quinn, 2-time Oscar winner, star of Zorba the Greek, well-renowned actor, is awful in this film. Awful. And do you know what? You can't even... It's one of those... What can you actually blame? Yeah, the script's dire, but it's just him and a black background. It
looks like they gave him loads of drugs. He certainly was not with it throughout this entire film.
Bless him.
He tells his guardian angel that it wasn't suicide, it was a mercy killing. And she's like, "Very much against the rules." And then he's like, "Oh, you're a gorgeous angel, you are, Julie Newmar."
He does come on.
And she's like, "Oh, gorgeous is a nice word." And then he's at this funeral. It's like, what?
Yeah, and Kate looks demonic. What is that? I don't know what it is with these shots of... It happens to Kate mainly But there is a shot later of Sabine where it looks like whitened eye contacts are being used. I don't know if it's just a dip in the quality of the film, but she looks fucking demonic. She's gone against the rules and dressed head to toe in black. Another dead animal.
Yeah, this outfit is by far her worst one.
She's trying to give McCabe and Mrs. Miller, and it's not working.
Yeah.
It's nothing of the sort. It's an old maiden coat.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's trying her best to look upset. It's not working out for her. But then, out of nowhere, Scott appears with his black background. It's like, take a deep breath. A deep, deep breath. Oh, I'm back. Like, what?
No, I'm back.
She's not even surprised. I mean,
she's not. She barely reacts.
I mean, that might be her trying to look surprised, but it's it's not giving us anything. And she's like, oh, you're here, are you? Oh, what's this weird filter on you?
Yeah. You look like you're underwater, you twat.
And he gives her a tell off for wearing black and crying. And he promises her that she'll see him again. And she's like, oh, I still love you. The guy doing the funeral service, he's just talking shit. And he's like, Great Scott lives.
Yeah, absolute shit being spoken in the whole of this scene. Absolutely no idea what they're going on about. The priest is the worst of the lot. No idea what he's harping on about. The woman next to her, it's really awkward because this woman hasn't been introduced. She's not seen for the rest of the film. But it's... The shot is the two of them. So the shot's not on Kate or Bo Derek. It's the two of them.
Mm.
But it's Kate having a natter, having a chat to Scott, and the woman next to her has nothing to say.
No.
Apart from one time, are you okay?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, so is she not noticing that Kate is talking? Is this like a visual representation of her mentally talking to him? But no, a lot of the film's humour from now on is based around her seemingly talking to herself. Yeah. So whoever the fuck this woman is next to her couldn't care less.
No.
She couldn't give two shits.
No. Scott visits Katie in bed and she tells him that he could have taken his life by taking pills. To which he says, real men don't eat quiche. What the fuck does that even mean?
What does it mean? He was like, God was going to take me, so I beat him to it with a 12 gauge. Wow.
Katie's like, well, it's fine for you, Scott. Well, what about me? What am I going to do now? And what voice does he give her?
Well, I didn't get the full bit. I'm paraphrasing when I say, stand up, shoulders back, titties out.
Stand up, stand tall, titties out.
There we go. I don't know why she said, oh, why me? Why has this happened? He was much older than her, to be fair. I mean, this was bound to happen at some point.
It's true.
I don't know why she's acting as if he was going to outlive her. He talks about that being her favourite place in the world. And then she says something about, but you're out there on the prairies. This is why I thought it was a prairie. Mm-hmm. But you're out there on the prairie. So it feels like, for her, she can't grieve properly because he's always there. Everything reminds her of him. But it's her favourite place in the world. Mm-hmm. And then she said, and then I'm assuming this is the conversation about going to the island.
Yeah. Whatever
the island is. And she says, will you come? And he says, I'll try. Which I'm assuming is a really shit joke.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me.
We then abruptly cut to Kate snorkeling in the ocean.
Yeah. A bunch of men are watching her on a boat. One of them says, that's the woman. That's the one. I'm sure. I am certain of that.
Yes. She's having a good conversation with Scott. So Scott did manage to come.
Yeah.
To the holiday on the island. She's on a beach, deserted beach. She takes her swimming costume off.
She does.
So she's completely nude. She's not looking round to see if anyone's around.
She
There's
doesn't give a
3
shit.
men on a boat. She shouldn't actually. I think she's a bit of an exhibitionist, to be fair. But she'd never admit it. And then she lies on the beach.
Yeah.
Having a good conversation with Scott. During this, I have absolutely no idea. I couldn't give two shits what they were talking about.
Well, he thinks he was just a piece of meat when he was alive. And she says, it sucks. And he's like, Katie, please don't use that word. What?
He's dressed like Fidel Castro for some reason. She stands up during it and she has sand all over her back and her arse and probably in the crack of her arse as well. Must be highly uncomfortable, bless her. This is when she says the infamous, excuse me. This is where she says the title of the film, You're a Ghost, Scott, and Ghost can't do it.
You're not going to do the whole thing.
Whole what?
I can hardly feel it when you touch me.
With a butterfly.
It's like a butterfly flew by. You're a ghost, Scott, and ghosts can't do it. It's that simple. And then takes a swimsuit. That's when she takes a swimsuit off. They have an argument, one of many in this film. And then he suggests coming back in another body, and she says, "In another body? You mean you'd take another body and you'd make love to me? I don't know, Scott. That's kinky stuff."
Yeah, so he has an idea in his head that he can possess someone's body who's died on Earth. Where he got this indication, I don't know. Julie Newmar doesn't mention it.
No.
I'm assuming he wasn't into black magic or, any sort of spiritual stuff whilst he was alive. So I don't know where he got this idea that, she could murder someone and he take the body. I mean, surely if he's able to do that, he can just wait for someone to die.
Well, you'd think so. I mean,
oh, you're right, love. Just hang around the morgue and see, or hang around a hospital, and if someone dies, I'll just take his body.
It'd make for a much shorter and probably much more enjoyable film.
That is very true.
She puts the top on and ties a towel around her waist while suggesting Scott finds a younger body. The guy spying on her, who we find out soon his name is Fausto, asks if she needs any help. She tells him she's fine, and Scott says, "Fuck off, kid."
Yeah, she says that to cover the fact that she was talking to Scott, she says that she was trying to remember a poem. This is the first of many, many situations where Kate kind of gets let off because she's attractive.
Yeah.
So obviously this Fausto wants to sleep with her, therefore he overlooks the fact that she's just been speaking to herself for a very long time.
Yeah.
Doesn't think to get her any help or anything, but because she's attractive, it's okay.
Yeah, and after this, she's walking around everywhere just talking to Scott, looking like a fucking idiot in the process. She goes to a restaurant, and the mayor of the island sits with her to tell her how a bunch of people gathered at the restaurant and shed a tear for Scott when he died. And she says, "I'm sure he would have loved that." And Scott's like, yeah, I would have actually.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some sort of memorial, some shit like that. So I don't know what he had to do with any of this in the island. The guy's a mayor, so I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if he just owned somewhere. Maybe he owned the island. I don't know.
I mean, what did Kate do?
Nothing.
She's the housewife.
Well, yeah.
She's the housewife on the island.
Well, for fuck's sake. I'm surprised Bo Derek isn't a real housewife by this point.
She, if I remember correctly, she is in a relationship with the actor who played Aidan in Sex and the City.
Oh, she could definitely pass for a real housewife then.
Yeah, New York.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming because I know him from one role that he lives in New York because that character happened to live in New York. It's unlikely, but okay.
We get introduced to the guy from the boat. He comes over and introduces himself as Fausto. And Scott says, "Don't you fuck around with this kid, it'll kill me." Well, you're already dead, so, I mean...
She says, "You're the young man who saw me writing my poem earlier." And he said, "I saw that and more." Ooh.
Yeah, she gives him a slap. She's not up for his
She
flow.
shouldn't just give him a slap. This is the one moment where I was like, okay, yes, queen. Because she doesn't just give him one, she gives him
It's a double
two.
slap.
It's like,
No, this weird subplot. In a bizarre... whatever, the whole film's a bizarre series of events. In this subplot, it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere.
Absolutely.
With her jewellery.
Yeah.
She's messing around with her jewellery and having a chat with Scott whilst Fausto listens in. She starts telling Scott how much they're worth and how long they'll be on the island for. So we think, oh, okay, this guy is going to he's going to rob her, he's going to take advantage and rob her. But...
Yeah, absolutely giving that Octavia Spencer meme.
Yeah.
From Ma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Ooh.
I think we may hear about jewellery once more, but other than that, that's it.
Yeah.
Why is this here? What is this? What does this got to do with anything?
And the thing is, I know it's Kate's jewellery, but my assumption is that it was bought for her by Scott.
Yeah.
But he's like, how much is it worth? Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
He's acting like he's never known about this before.
That
It's the
looks
first time
lovely,
that he's
and
seen it.
Well, I don't know. The problem is this film kind of tries in moments to go for female empowerment, but it just doesn't
Very
work.
briefly.
Yeah, because it's like it's one step forward and two steps back.
Yeah.
So there's no insinuation that she did anything for a living or did anything for herself. She may have, and this was her jewellery bought with her own money.
Yeah.
But then, on the other hand, she's there saying, "Oh, I'm so ditzy, I can't do any of this business stuff." So absolutely no idea. The jewelry's I don't know. Isn't it Sabine and her friend later on? Aren't they there to see the jewellery?
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
some sultans
yeah,
after
that's
the
true.
jewellery.
I mean, that's the only other time it's mentioned. But we cut from that to Kate pouring some water over herself, because this is made for a straight male audience.
Yeah, it is. She's giving Playboy photo shoot.
Yeah.
Looking absolutely drop dead gorgeous. The very strange placement of a pool. It's in the middle of a bit of decking, and then she's kind of sat on a stool next to it, and then she's, I'm assuming, using some sort of bucket or something, or like a cup, and like pouring it on herself, isn't she?
Yeah, and it looks like she's outdoors in the rain, but it looks like she's washing herself.
Well, it starts raining really heavy, doesn't
Yeah.
it? But it's like on a raised decking.
Well, it's a hot tub, isn't it?
Is it a hot tub?
It's a hot tub,
Was
yeah.
it meant to be a hot tub?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she's... Oh, okay.
Yeah, she jumps in.
But
in
it's
the hot
quite
tub
really
after.
visible. Like, there's
Yeah.
boats in the background that can probably see her.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which is why I think she's a bit of an exhibitionist.
Well, Scott questions if she likes Fausto. She's like, oh no. But his face, when you take him out of it, it is quite nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They don't like him, but he could make a good body.
Fausto swims over to Kate. Also, Fausto absolutely does nothing wrong for the majority of this film. And everyone's like, oh, I fucking hate him so much. All he does is try flirting with her.
He's smarmy, he's smug, but nothing to...
Well, no, people are like, he's
Murdered
just slapped her around the
for.
face. He swims over to her while she's talking to Scott the next day. She explains what she's doing.
Did you get the bit in between this?
No.
So, after that, we then cut to a figure that we assume to be Fausto.
Oh, where he's skinny dipping.
When he's skinny dipping. So, but the scene is pitch black.
Yeah.
It's pitch black, so you don't really know what's going on. There's just a guy who we assume to be Fausto, because he's the only guy we've seen in the film that kind of has that build.
Yeah.
Presumably skinny dipping. I mean, we don't get to see anything because it's so dark. I mean, like pitch black.
Because no one watching this film wants to see a penis as well.
No, but then we do get... Well, someone was enjoying the view, because we get voiceover from Anthony Quinn. Said, oh, yeah, he'll do. Oh, perfect body, yeah. He's an arsehole, but he'll make a good body for me, and then I can shag my Kate again.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect. Very confusing. Because if you're not going to show anything, then just have it mentioned that Scott saw him skinny dipping. But if Scott can go to other places and watch other people that isn't Kate, why can't he just hang around a hospital?
Exactly.
And just be like, the first handsome person that dies, take over their body.
Yeah.
Go find Kate. Say, you know, she's believed a lot of weird stuff already. I think she's going to believe some random guy saying, I'm your dead husband. Because it's completely pointless. The scene's completely pointless. You don't get to see any of the skinny dipping.
No.
So what's the point? You might as well just mention it afterwards. You just stood there like, what's that?
But even that line of dialogue is pointless because it doesn't do anything. Like, when she mentions it.
No, literally, they mention the skinny dipping because Scott wanted to make sure he had a nice cock.
Yeah.
Essentially, why don't you just watch him in the shower?
Well, yeah. Well, he wants to know what she's doing, and Ghost Scott gives him a wave. Katie thinks she's proven she's telling the truth by telling Fausto that he went skinny dipping. And she only knows because Scott told her, and he's like, well, you could have just seen me on the beach. That proves nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but he saw you. And it's like, Scott wants to possess your body. And then Scott's like, oh, you nice head of hair. It'd be nice to have that again.
It's very, very strange because Kate is actually very open with people about what's going on. And a lot of them either don't react because they want to sleep with her, like the mayor and Fausto, or they just kind of believe her and like, oh wow, do you need any help? Fausto is pretty much close to skinny dipping anyway. In these Speedos. Not even much to the imagination.
No.
But he, again, I put here, wow, being beautiful really allows people to get away with anything.
Yeah.
She's essentially just said, I'm probably going to murder you. And he's like, oh, aren't you beautiful?
Yeah, she tells him that Scott thinks he's not bad looking and that she needs to murder him for Scott to possess his body. And tells him that his outside is attractive but his inside is ugly. At this point, you're like, okay, no, bitch. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
You'd be like, go fuck yourself, okay? What's the opposite of dickmatized?
Titmatized.
Titmatized. Do you think?
Oh, no, this entire film, every male character
is titmatized.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Winston arrives. A friend of Katie's, and she is overjoyed to see him, and Scott is fuming.
So Winston, I felt that he was a business associate.
Yeah.
Yeah? So, but a friendly business associate. So Winston turns up and they discuss Scott's suicide. Why wasn't he at the funeral?
Oh, I know, yeah.
Because she's like, oh, Winston, you've travelled, halfway across the world. Why are you here? To do business, to talk business with her. But he couldn't travel halfway around the world to go to the funeral. To go to Scott's funeral. No. He says how awful it is, and it's the closest to laughing I actually came in the film. Kate says he always admired Hemingway and how he did it. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Are we getting bloody Hemingway's suicide jokes? For God's sake. Yeah,
she leaves Fausto behind and goes off on a boat with Winston. Again, Fausto, he's such a weird character because later on in the film, this is never questioned.
No.
It's like it never happened. Winston tells her that he came halfway around the world to see her and discuss Scott's business, and she's like, oh, we should go to Hong Kong right away. Literally a second later in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And she's there eating noodles on a boat.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. So, first thing she needs to do... excuse me. First thing she needed to do was fly to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
because all the other associates are squabbling over the businesses, and they want to undercut her and get her out, essentially. I'm assuming. Secondly, she needs to remember she's a woman and shouldn't be afraid to use that to her advantage. Then Scott mansplains by telling her that she should just follow his instructions.
Yes,
because
of course.
she's like, oh my god, I don't know business. I wouldn't know what to do.
This Hong Kong section is some of the strangest, worst, and just most bizarre scenes I've ever seen in any film ever. I really, I don't know what fucking crack they were smoking to come up with this, but this is just nonsensical. It was like they were picking things out of a hat and just filming it.
Yeah.
So first of all, Donald Trump shows up.
Donald Trump is there.
Katie talks business with him, and a guy called Musk.
You can tell she means business because she's wearing glasses.
Yes, yeah. So she's intelligent now. Scott says, Musk, who the fuck are you? I haven't seen you before. So she's like, Musk, who the fuck are you? I haven't seen you before. Katie then tells them to put away their knives and go home.
She makes a comment about all the people around the table being men apart from her. She's like, oh, it's clearly not a woman's business or something like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. It would be a yes queen moment if you weren't having your dead husband telling you exactly what to say and when to say it. This isn't positive, No,
and it gets worse as well.
Affirmations for women.
Donald Trump talks shit about sharp knives and cold hearts. And she tells him a line that I am convinced Donald Trump actually wrote for this film. She's like, you're too pretty to be bad. Ew. Really?
Then Trump makes a kissy face. I thought I was going to throw up.
Katie and Winston dance on a boat while Scott pretends to dance and his weird filter gets even worse. Katie tells Winston she's never been with another man before, not even to dance with. But she tells him she has been swimming with men before. But he doesn't want to swim with her, does he?
No, I think he feels a bit of guilt. It doesn't last very long. No.
I mean, she has another whinge at Scott while she's swimming on her own. And she asks Scott to kiss her, but, Ghost can't do it.
It's true.
And then, seriously, some of the worst dialogue, one of the worst scenes I've ever seen in any film ever.
Truly, absolutely disgraceful.
I can't believe I'm actually saying this. As an attempted sexual assault scene, play for laughs. This guy shows up watching Katie shower. Again, no idea what his connection is to this film, the plot or anything. And he's like, oh, it won't hurt you unless you let me. And she's like, she runs away to the swim pool. She's like, no, I can't let you rape me. And he's like, what makes you think I want to rape you? And they have a discussion for a while about whether he wants to rape or kill her.
Yeah, she says, oh, well, duh, I'd rather be raped than killed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you seriously playing this for laughs?
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely disgraceful. It really is absolutely disgraceful.
I don't know how...
Poor Bo Derek having to, as a woman, having to do this scene.
Yeah.
Talking about a subject in a light-hearted way, while she's fully nude in a swimming pool, and this man is, holding a gun to her.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is awful.
I don't understand who writes this shit and then who submits this and who watches it back and is like, oh yeah, of course you could, that's hilarious, you can release that.
And then they made her out to be stupid as well. Because when he goes into the locker room, she's not... It's like, oh, this is the ladies' locker room. Oh, you're not lost, are you? You're exactly where you want to be. I'm like, what is this? Very strange as well is that he's holding a gun to her to force her to swallow 2 pills.
Yeah.
So she, and now I may have missed something here because it makes absolutely no sense in my head.
Well, before we delve into this,
God.
Scott wants to know who this seedy bastard is, and Scott shows up. She explains what she thinks his plans are. And Scott's like, oh, well, if you were a man and these were the good old days, you could just beat him up. Oh, so she can't, as a woman then, she can't beat him up?
Yeah.
Can't defend herself?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Fucking hell.
But yeah.
This was the good old days. Fucking hell. When you were a man, you'd deal with the hoodlum. Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, so, these pills come along. And she's forced to take them. And she's literally like, oh, okay. And I thought, oh, okay, she's pretending to take them.
Yeah, of course.
The stupid editing cuts to her in a hotel room with her face on the bed and her arse in the air.
The gangster guy ends up in the pool.
Yeah, she pulls him into the swimming pool.
So she's in the pool. He gives her the pills that she puts in her mouth. He threatens twice. So he threatens to, if you don't swallow those, I'll give them to you as a suppository. Do you know what a suppository is?
No.
It's when you take medication anally.
Lovely. Well.
So if you don't swallow these, I'll shove them up your ass. He says that. She then swallows the pills with the gun to her head. And she's in the pool. She then pulls him into the pool.
Yeah.
And he repeats the suppository joke. Seemingly she runs off.
Who knows? She ends up in a hotel room.
And then, so we cut to her in a hotel room. She's overacting, tired. Scott's talking to her. So just fight it. Fight the pills. Fight them.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Then next minute, she's back with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And he tells her she beat the situation but not him. And then she reunites with Winston. And tells her she beat the situation and won. What the fuck does any of that mean? What is that?
Yeah. What were the pills? To make her sleep? To kill her? I mean, I was assuming to kill her.
Oh, yeah.
And to make it look like a suicide.
Yeah.
That apparently she just fought off whatever
By
this is.
escaping a hotel room and talking to Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump. I got the impression that Donald Trump set up her murder. And she's like, I didn't quite catch me. Which is awful.
Yeah.
Believable, but awful.
Yeah. And that brings that entire situation to an end.
Yeah, apparently she read his book as well as inspiration.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump... Do you think they said, oh, Donald, we want you in this film? It's like, oh, well, I'll do it, only if you kiss my ass. Like, oh, yeah, we'll mention the book. We'll tell you how pretty you are. We won't mention the fucking toupee. We won't mention that you are probably the biggest arsehole that the world has seen for a very long time. Well, actually, it might be. There's many arseholes.
No, he's up there.
He's up there. He's up there, though. He will go down in history as one of the biggest arseholes.
Winston confesses his love for Katie. They go off in a plane together and they discuss Winston loving her. Scott is fuming, of course.
Oh yeah, there's something else that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, the next minute they're on a train together. And she's explaining to him about how she's always talking with Scott. And he's like, okay, yeah, cool. She's talking to your dead husband, but okay. Winston starts dancing for Katie and she starts dancing with Scott, who cannot believe how good of a dancer she is. He wants to know how she learned it. What fucking dancing is he watching? Oh, you're amazing. Oh, where did you learn this?
It was very strange because he's super fucking awkward. Obviously, Anthony Quinn is in some dark room somewhere dancing with himself. And then Bo Derek is in the middle of wherever they are, dancing with herself.
Well, she's back on the island now.
She's back on the island. Back on the island, baby.
Scott compares it
Winston is kind of like a few meters away from her.
Yeah.
He started dancing and then just kind of stopped and was like kind of staring at her.
Yeah, Scott compares her dancing to that kid with the one glove. Seriously, do you get charged for saying Michael Jackson?
She tries to have a flash dance moment.
She does.
But just falls on her ass.
Pulls a leaf down.
The height of hilarity.
I feel like that actually was an accident on set and they just left it in.
I would like to think that I wouldn't like her to hurt herself, and she didn't hurt herself. But I'd like to think that was true.
Well, Fausto's back and he's watching this groundbreaking dancing. In an even bigger bizarre series of events, even for this film, this just outdoes it. A priest shows up and he's like, Katie, you have to stop dancing in God's name, the devil is in you. And the mayor is fuming that he made her stop. And Katie's like, it's okay, Reverend. Your she-devil will dance no more tonight. He does a fucking mini exorcism on her. And asks the devil to leave her body and enter his. God will deal with me now. What the fuck?
No idea whatsoever.
What the fuck? I thought, okay, oh shit. Is she going to decide she wants Winston? Is she going to get this priest to get rid of Scott? No.
Oh, an exorcism to get rid of Scott?
Yeah, not even close.
The priest says you're desecrating the Sabbath, to which the mayor replies, it's a Friday. Absolutely hilarious. She goes back on her word because she starts doing the slow dance.
Yeah.
She's still dancing.
Well, Winston says to her, Katie, if you want to dance, you dance, girl. And Mayor's like, of course, it's not even Sunday.
Yeah.
He then starts playing some piano music that sounds like the music from EastEnders when someone leaves or dies.
Oh my god, it really does.
And Katie's there slow dancing with Scott.
It's so true.
The next day, which happens within seconds, of course. The next day, she finds a rock that has "Great Scott loves Kate" chalked onto it.
Oh, I thought she was graffitiing the rock.
She's got nothing with her though. She's
No.
just there looking at it, and Winston's like, "Oh, he's here with us, isn't he?" No, she literally could have just done it when you weren't looking.
But Winston's on riding an elephant, is he? And she's on the rocks. This whole fucking film's on the rocks. But she's on the rocks reading this graffiti or wherever it is. I mean, I ain't being funny. If he was 50 when they met, that's extremely immature to be writing love notes on a rock.
Also, if he has the ability to write love notes on a rock, why hasn't he got the ability to just kill Faust, whatever his name is, himself?
Oh, do you think he did that as a ghost?
Well, how else is it done?
Way before, because they're familiar on the island, so he might have done it years before.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I hope he did it as a ghost. Two girls have a gossip about someone who died with nothing on, and a brain surgeon. Yeah, what was this conversation about? So one of them is Sabine, who is Kate's friend. And they're like, oh,
but isn't
she
Kate's
died
friend?
Oh no,
she's not Kate's friend. So this is where the two women are having they're spilling the tea on the train. The train comes to a stop. I'm assuming it's the last stop on the line.
Yeah.
Kate's on an elephant this time. They look out the window and they're absolutely gobsmacked. She says words to the effect of, I'm paraphrasing.
No, I've got it.
Oh, have you?
Thank you for coming so far to see my pearls.
Yeah. Isn't she like, hi, I'm Kate O'Dare Scott.
What? No, I didn't get that.
She does introduce herself.
Yeah.
So these aren't friends.
Okay.
These are two random women who want to see her pearls.
Yeah. You never see the other one.
They never see the pearls.
No, and the thing is, you see Sabine again. Sabine kind of becomes the main character now. But the other girl, you never see her again.
No, you do.
Do you?
The mayor chats her up later.
Oh, okay.
She's the one who says she didn't wear a bra.
Oh, okay. Sabine is a white witch who knows about possession. She's like, oh, I can't feel Scott. And no, I can't see Scott, but I can feel him.
When do they discuss all this?
I know.
During a spirited game of rounders on the beach. So they're playing rounders. This is seemingly the first interaction Kate has had with Sabine directly. Sabine, she's fallen out of her top, isn't she? Let's be fair. She's fallen. It's not the best outfit to wear for rounders.
Mm-hmm.
But Kate says, "Do you believe in ghosts?" "Oh yes, I'm a white witch." "Do you believe in possessions?" "Oh, what do you know about possessions?" Fausto then tries it on with Sabine.
Yeah.
During this game of rounders. Sabine, understanding the plot of the film, precisely suggests Fausto is the best option for possession.
Well, this is because he asks her to dance with him.
Yeah.
During this game of rounders, and she's like, "There's only one reason why this will never happen. I have absolutely no desire to dance with you." That's how it works.
It's true. But the possession has to take place at the exact time of death.
Mm-hmm.
So Kate tells her that Scott wants to kill Fausto. She's right. Is a good choice.
Yeah.
And wants to kill him with rat poison. And Sabine seems completely fine with this.
Yeah.
Even though she's only just met Fausto.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, bit of a, a bit chauvinistic, chatting her up, but worse things have happened. And she's like, "No, yeah, you probably should kill him. Yeah, rat poison's fine." I don't get why a white witch, who's meant to be a witch for good, would be okay with murder.
Well, yeah. I mean, I also don't get why Katie ends this conversation abruptly by, "Excuse me, I need to do some shopping."
Oh, exactly, yeah. So I don't.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna murder this fucking guy. "Excuse me, I'm gonna do some shopping."
So it's very niche, but she's given Carlton from Real Housewives, Beverly Hills. She was only in one season wonder. Because seemingly she did black magic.
Yeah.
But now she only does white magic. Yeah. But still, murder is okay.
Scott continues going on about having Fausto's body, to which Katie says, "Shut up, Scott!" And he's like, "Shut up? No, I didn't say that. I said I need to think about this all by myself." No, you said shut up. We all heard you.
He does, and he is an absolute spoiled brat about the whole fucking thing. He's... Because he's gone the whole film telling her what to do, she finally tells him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Could you imagine living your life having someone constantly fucking chatting down your fucking ear, telling you what to do, questioning everything? You'd be fucking thinking...
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't tell him to shut the fuck up earlier.
Uh-huh.
But seriously, mansplaining everything.
Yeah. Sabine has found a new liking with Winston. She has a dance with him on the beach.
Yep.
Katie plans on how she'll poison and kill Fausto. He visits her and starts playing police siren noises.
No, so...
What is going on there?
So, very confusing is that she's having some sort of dream, isn't she? She's fell asleep on the sofa. She's having a dream about killing Fausto with the rat poison, Scott taking over his body, and them having a shag.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, Fausto in real life goes into... Not real life, but not dream world. Breaks into her home.
Yeah.
Essentially. He doesn't knock or anything like that. He sees her, wakes her up, she wakes up, and he's talking some shit about how nice the villa is or whatever. And she says, "Well, don't walk into the light. Don't step into the light." The light is like underneath a goldfish bowl. This poor fucking goldfish as well, hanging from the fucking ceiling. The most boring bowl. Got nothing, no friends. Just this poor goldfish going around in a fucking circle. But the light is somewhere near this goldfish. He walks into the light and the burglar alarm goes off, the house alarm. But I'm like, how did that not detect him walking all the way from the fucking front door?
Well, amongst all this random shit going on, Scott's like, tells Kate to get a gun. And she says, with Fausto right in front of her, she's like, yes, I will. I'll get a gun. And he's like, "Do you really think a gorgeous thing like you could shoot a gorgeous thing like me?" And she can't bring herself to do it, so she pushes him over, and then she jumps over a pool table and kicks him in the fucking face before attempting to hit him over the head with a club. Which, I mean, as we see it, she doesn't do it, right? Meanwhile, Winston and Sabine are trying to hitch a ride to Katie's hotel.
Yeah, however loud this alarm is, the fact that you have to hitch a ride means that it must be fucking loud.
The whole fucking island shows up at
Exactly.
the villa.
How loud is this fucking alarm? that you have to hitch a ride from the beach to get there.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Between shots, Fausto has been knocked out somehow, and Katie tries pouring rat poison into his mouth, but she can't do it. So Scott keeps shouting at her before he completely disappears and leaves her.
Yeah, does she tell him to shut up again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sabine, Winston, the mayor, and the rest of the island all show up at Katie's place. She says, I hit Fausto over the head of a club. He attacked me. And the mayor's like, what a bad boy he is. I'll arrest him and put him behind bars.
Yeah. It's a difficult one, because if you were to walk into a room
Yeah.
where the guy's knocked out and obviously he's been accused of attacking Kate, you'd still be like, okay,
Yeah.
let's not just take his knocked out body to jail.
Yeah.
Let's get this sorted first before we, I'm all for believing, but not in a situation like this where the person being accused is. They thought he was dead to begin with, and she's there saying, "Oh, if I'd hit him harder, if only I'd hit him harder."
This woman who's been going around the island talking to herself for fucking days.
But also telling people that she's going to kill him.
Yeah.
And that her dead husband wants to possess his body. She's actually actively told people this. And he's knocked out on the floor. You'd be a little suspicious.
Well, yeah.
Let's be fair. You'd be a little suspicious. You wouldn't jump to, let's throw his ass in jail before we've got all the facts together. Because she has been talking to herself a lot.
She has.
And she has told people she's wanting to murder him.
Yeah.
Again, the stuff you get away with when you're beautiful.
I know. Katie whinges to Sabine about Scott leaving her.
You know.
Well, I can't say I do.
We know.
Katie whinges to Sabine about Scott leaving her, so she puts her head in the hot tub and swings it back after. Fucking no reason.
Does. Well, this is, the Playboy photo shoot.
And,
action shot.
She's like, he's my heart. How do I live without a heart? And Sabine's like, well, most people do it quite easily.
Oh.
Angel Julie Newmar's back and tells Scott how he has one foot in hell and he needs to be careful or he'll end up in that big bad pit. And she tells him he can't get back on Earth. It's a fairy tale.
So, you think he'd believe that as well, coming from an angel. The problem with the angel, and probably why he doesn't believe her, is because she is dressed so fucking dowdy. Like, that is not how you depict an angel in film. She's wearing white, okay, but just a white sweater and some white leggings.
Yeah.
That is it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
For some reason, Katie has a change of heart. She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll kill him on the beach in front of all these people. There's kids around, it's full beach.
Yeah.
I will kill him. Scott tells her it could mean that he'll go to hell. But she continues shouting to herself on the beach like a mad woman and gets in a boat while Sabine and Winston try to go after her. She goes to a prison to try and find him Fausto, but he's not there. So she flies a plane back to the island where Fausto is apparently with the mayor, and she demands to know where he is.
So this is Sabine's friend. So the mayor is saying, oh, if you come and live with me as my wife, I'll make sure you have the most beautiful bras. I don't think he calls them, I can't remember what he called them. It's probably something really misogynistic. But she turns around and says, well, I don't wear bras. Great.
Yeah. Katie wants to know where Fausto is. Scott's like, you tell him, Katie. The mayor tells her that he knows nothing about it and she threatens to beat him up. And she informs the mayor that she's going to kill Fausto and come back to break his body into little pieces after. So she's still threatening people with violence. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, this is episode 169 of the Horror Cult Trash Over podcast.
Perfect for Valentine's Day.
Perfect for Valentine's Day, not perfect for this not-so-sexy film. Fausto is randomly caught in a fishing net underwater and drowns.
Absolutely ridiculous. Fucking stupid. Really fucking stupid. So, obviously, you have your main character.
Yeah.
And your, well, really should be the most sympathetic character.
Yeah.
About to murder someone.
Mm-hmm.
About to murder someone. Yeah, it's to bring her dead husband back. But Fausto actually really wasn't that bad.
No.
She's coming across as the bad guy. So they don't actually want her to murder someone because she's the sympathetic lead. So what do? Just literally have him...
Drowned.
It's not even
No explanation.
caught in the net.
No explanation how he's out of prison.
No
Nothing.
explanation why he's out of prison. No explanation why he was with the mayor.
No.
Why he left the mayor. Even though the mayor was the one who was like, oh yeah, we'll get him. He'll get him to prison. He'll get his. And then we just cut it underwater. So Winston's there for some reason. He didn't fucking do anything. Apart from put his feet like right into the camera. It's horrible. If you don't like feet, and the net's like in front of him, and obviously the actor's trying to play dead, but not actually being caught in the net. It's just him with a net in front of him. Oh. Scott knew this beforehand for some reason. It's too late. He's already dead. He's dead. So Kate gives him CPR.
Yeah.
And he comes back to life.
He does. He comes back to life, possessed by Scott. And with Scott's voice.
Oh my god.
I feel you. I said, oh, welcome back, you awesome bastard.
But, why? Why would he have Scott's voice?
It gets worse.
Why?
It gets worse. She marries the guy. She marries Fausto, possessed by Scott. And he's like, you're even more beautiful than the first time. And she's like, so are you. And then I cannot wrap my head around this ending at all. Scott and Katie have sex in a horse's stable. She refuses to do it again when he wants seconds. He's talking about how much fun he's having. Katie is stumbling away crying. And she's like, if we do it again, it'll kill me. And he's like, prepare to die. And then they're horse riding in the snow. And she's like, oh, Scott, you are a good looking son of a bitch. And he's like, always have been. And that's the end of the film. What the fuck is that? What was that ending?
What
was that? Why was she crawling away for her life?
But it played for laughs.
Play for laughs.
Like they've had so much sex that she can't take anymore.
Yeah.
And the hilarity of him crawling towards her saying prepare to die. Really just awful. I feel terrible for Bo Derek. I'm sure she's a lovely woman. But being forced to do this film, her husband was the director.
Yeah.
Shame on him, because this film does not like women.
No.
It pretends it does, but it really doesn't.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't. It's so insulting. Rape is a punchline way too many times.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that completely eliminates any chance of this being so bad it's good. Because you can't give that praise to any film that uses rape as a joke.
Exactly.
It's not funny.
And I wouldn't even say she's that objectified, to be fair. Because there's only a few scenes. There's only really... two sex scenes where sex actually happens.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's moments where she's nude, but I don't know. It's a weird one because it just, to me, it was just giving Playboy photo shoot.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think, Bo Derek is a beautiful woman. I don't think necessarily she was forced to do these nude scenes because I think she's always been very comfortable with them, and her husband being the director. My issue is with the content.
Yeah.
And just how awful the editing was, particularly really bad. Incoherent. I was going to say incohesive.
Well, I mean, the writing, the directing, there was nothing good about this. Nothing at all.
It truly awful.
Not a single factor that was enjoyable.
And the problem is, annoyingly, against what I thought was going to happen, no camp value.
No camp
value. Yeah, she's, I keep saying it because I'm trying to find some positive for poor Bo Derek. Beautiful woman. Her outfits are awful.
Yeah, this is not...
No camp. This
is not a misunderstood classic.
No, you'd think she's the one that died from the wooden acting.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Quinn, God bless his heart. I
No
only gave him a
idea
lot
what's
of money
going
for
on.
this.
A lot of money, a lot of drugs. There's something wasn't right
Awful.
with him. He was not with it. But yeah, that is the abysmal piece of trash that is Ghosts Can't Do It. And if you have seen it, let us know on social media your thoughts. We're Horror Cult Trash over on Facebook and Instagram. Horror Cult Trash on Twitter. I'm Derek Gaz92 on Letterboxd, Gazmo205 on Instagram, and GazCruise92 on Twitter.
I'm Chris Barker823 on Instagram, Letterboxd, and Twitter.
And then usually we'd say, "Oh, go check this out." We can't recommend this.
No, don't. It's really bad.
Yeah,
really bad.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Like and follow on everything else. Give us a rating on Spotify, and we will be back next week with double episode week. And I can't believe how fast that's came around. Where has February gone?
Bloody hell.
We'll be back on Tuesday, continuing Women in Horror episodes. Our second one for the month. We'll be discussing Office Killer.
Yes.
And on Friday, we will be back with Original versus Remake. We will be discussing both versions of House on Haunted Hill.
Nice.
So yes. That you can say? Excited?
No, excited. Really excited for Office Killer. Love Cindy Sherman as a artist. Really, I didn't think she would ever do a horror film.
Yeah.
Like a sort of meta slasher film. I was really excited to watch that, and obviously a cast to absolutely die for.
Yes. So we'll see you same time, same place next week.
Bye.